aloha, aloha. Ooh, aloha, everyone from Florida again. Kaka'ako Oahu. Wow. We're so excited to share with you folks our mo'olelo for today. We have people from Wahiwa, Texas, San Diego, from Yapana, Las Vegas. Aloha mai, aloha. Where else is our ohana tuning in from? From California, aloha Wyoming. Wow. Kukui lama lama he'e, aloha. Aloha from Air Canada. Ooh, New Jersey. Wow. Wow, how exciting. Northern Minnesota. Another ohana member from New Jersey. Ontario. Wow, how exciting. We're so excited to educate you all today with our mo'olelo. Where else is our ohana tuning in from? Hollister, California, Wisconsin. We have more people from the ʻāina, from Oahu, Kauai, Molokai, Maui, or even Hawaii, perhaps. From West Point, California, Canada. Ohana Kanaka Maoli from Crossville, Tennessee. Aloha, aloha, welcome. From Waikiki, aloha mai. From Colorado. From Kea'au, aloha, aloha, Ohio again. Wow, this is so exciting to have you all join us. Mahalo nui, we really appreciate it. Monterey Bay, oh, that's such a beautiful place. We had the opportunity to travel up there a few years back, and we really enjoyed ourselves at Monterey. Colorado Springs. From Big Island again, more ohana from our Mokupuni o Keawe, Hanapepe, California. Ohana from Mililani, Seattle. Wow, how exciting, like I said. From Canada, all over, all over. Waimanalo. Ooh. From Aotearoa, our ohana, aloha kako, aloha, aloha. From Atlanta, Georgia, Alaska, Missouri, Mississippi, Las Vegas, from everywhere. Wow. Thank you so much, you folks. Now, at any point in time, if you folks have any questions throughout our webinar series, please put your questions within the chat and we will make sure to answer them at the end of our webinar. We have Ohana from Oregon, aloha, and Kailua Kona. Ooh, Kona in the house, aloha from Kentucky. More Ohana from Canada. Wow. Where else is our Ohana tuning in from? Other places? Ohio and Cleveland, Ohio, aloha. Aloha kako, Oregon, Alberta. Wow, New York. Wonderful, wonderful. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in today for our fourth webinar series of Mo'olelo Kahiko. We are so excited and thrilled to share with you folks our Mo'olelo today. Like I mentioned before, if at any point you folks have any questions, please put your questions within the chat and we'll be sure to answer them at the very end of our webinar. All right, so let's get started. Wait one moment while our presentation pops up. Awesome. Mahalo nui. Like I mentioned before, mahalo nui for joining in to our Mo'olelo Kahiko Ancient Stories webinar series. We are Kū-A-Kanaka. Kū-A-Kanaka is a social enterprise. Kū-A-Kanaka means to live, stand, and be as a Hawaiian. I'm your host, Polani Makamai Kahakalau, and my mother, Kū Kahakalau, will be the educator / storyteller for today's webinar. Today's mo'olelo that we will be sharing is ʻUmi-A-Līloa. Now, before we get started, like we do anything in Hawaii or as Hawaiians, we always ask for guidance and we always do our protocol. So before we begin, we are going to be doing aloha eie. So please, I welcome you all to join us with this chant. Aloha eie, aloha e na akua, aloha e na aumakua, Aloha e na alio Hawaiʻi. Aloha e na kupuna. Aloha e na makua. Aloha e ka lehulehu. Aloha e ie. Mahalo. Next, we will be doing Eho Mai. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this particular oli, so please join us as we do Eho Mai. Eho mai kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. Eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. Eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. Eho mai, eho mai, eho mai. Mahalo. Belina me ke aloha nui a ka kopakahia pau. O wau no o Polani maka mai ka o ako kalani kahakalau. Keiki a Kū-A me na lei kahakalau. O Hawaiʻi kuʻu mokupuni. O Hilo kuʻu ʻone hānau. O Waiʻolena kuʻu kai. O Mauna Kea kuʻu mauna. O Waipiʻo kuʻu awāwa. These places that I've shared with you all today are just a few places that shaped me into the individual I am today. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kākou. O wau o kū hina hina kui kaha kai kahakalau. Keiki alopaka kahakalau. Keiki a Williama ke aho nui kahakalau. Keiki a Daniela Kikino kahakalau a me ke au o Pupele. Mai ka mokupuni o Maui, a me Hawaiʻi, a me Auahu, ka ohana o Kuʻupapa, a mai Kelemania mai ka ohana o Kuʻumāmā. O Honolulu, kuʻu ʻone hānau. O Hawaiʻi, kuʻu mokupuni. O Hāmākua, kuʻu moku. O Kilauea, kuʻu mauna. O Makua, kuʻu kai. O Waipiʻo, kuʻu awāwa. Aloha mai kākou. Like Polani, I have been shaped by Waipiʻo Valley in many wonderful ways as a mother and as an educator, and most of all as a Hawaiian, to really understand the lifestyle of our kupuna and their values in terms of their relationship to the land, their relationship to one another, and also their relationship to the spiritual world. So today we will talk about Waipiʻo in our Moʻolelo Kahiko. And this is the fourth part of a 5-part series of ancient Hawaiian stories. Today, as Polani mentioned, we will focus on Umi Aliiloa. Now, obviously, there are many versions, and we would be here for days if we were to cover all the information about Umi. So if I leave something out, e kalamai.
In your chat, please tell us some Moʻolelo Kahiko you would like to know more about. So if you're tuning in from Zoom, write in Zoom chat. And if you're tuning in from Facebook, we'd really like to educate you folks on the Moʻolelo that you're interested in. Mahalo.
And so, as I mentioned, Waipio is an important place for us. We actually live right at Kū-A-Kanaka at the Waipio lookout, and that's where my daughters were born and raised. And so for me, Waipio and the stories that are associated with Waipio were always important for my children to know and for my students at Honaka'a and later at ʻāina to know. So in the 90s, I had this opportunity to learn felt stories and to create felt stories. And I created multiple felt stories about stories that had to do with Waipio. And it ended up becoming a song that is known as Keiki o ʻāina, but the title of the song is actually Na Moʻolelo Kahiko, or the Ancient Stories. It's on my sister Robi's album called Keiki o ʻāina, or CD now, called Keiki o ʻāina, and it's available on iTunes. Let's read the hui, or the chorus. I'll read it and you repeat after me. Keiki o ʻāina la.
Keiki o ka ʻāina la.
Ho'olohe mai kākou la.
Ho'olohe mai kākou la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
O ka wā kahiko.
O ka wā kahiko.
Okay, now see if you can sing along. Kau. Here we go, Keiki.
Keiki o ka ʻāina la. Ho'olohe mai kākou la. Ina mo'olelo la. O ka wā kahiko.
So many of you may have heard this song on the radio before, and it's a very simple chorus. It just says, Keiki o ʻāina la, which means children of the land. Ho'olohe mai kākou la. Let us listen. Ina mo'olelo la, to the stories o ka wā kahiko of ancient times. And so this song really is about encouraging all of us, not just and we are Keiki o ʻāina, right? Keiki are not just children, it's everybody who calls Hawaii their home, is a Keiki o ʻāina, and who loves Hawaii like a makua. And so each verse is a different story. We heard the story of Nanaue a couple weeks ago. We heard the story of Puapua Lena Lena, and today we will be sorry. Okay, how do I get out of here now? There we go. Today we will be hearing about Umi Aliiloa, but before we do, I'd like you to know that we will be using lots of olelo no'eau during these webinars, and therefore I'd like to introduce you to Mary Kawena Pukui, who was essential in collecting thousands of olelo no'eau and putting them into this beautiful book. If you want to learn more about Hawaiian language, Hawaiian culture, Hawaiian history, Hawaiian values, what it means to be a Hawaiian, this is the book that I can highly recommend. I'm not getting paid for this, but I would still highly recommend you to get your version of Olelo No'eau as an ebook. It's less than $20, and you can get it from the Bishop Museum Press. So again, highly recommended for you to get this Olelo No'eau so that you can learn more if you're interested in things Hawaiian. And the other thing is that these Olelo No'eau are so important to set our standards, to know how we're supposed to behave. For example, an olelo no'eau says, "A'ohe pauka ike i ka hālau ho'okahi." Hana ho?
A'ohe pauka ike i ka hālau ho'okahi.
What that means is that not all knowledge is contained in one school, or that we can learn from many sources. So as I mentioned earlier, the story of Umi Aliiloa is very long, and I can only tell you what I have learned in my school, but there may be other schools, other versions, and that is okay. The other thing is that our kupuna knew and coined a proverb that says, "Ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaiʻi." Hana ho?
Lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaiʻi.
And that means great and numerous is the knowledge of the Hawaiian. So these stories that we're learning give us so much knowledge. It's just for us to listen and to figure it out.
In your chat, Please type your favorite Hawaiian ali'i.
So now let's get started with our story of Umi Aliiloa. Let's review some of the vocabulary first. Hanoho, ali'i,
Ali'i,
kaulana,
kaulana,
keiki,
keiki,
punahele,
punahele,
he'enalu,
he'enalu,
akamai,
akamai,
mo'i,
mo'i,
ha'aha'a,
ha'aha'a,
olu.
olu olu.
Now look at those words, and I would bet that you know more than one, actually more than two, more than three. Maybe you know 7 or 8 of these words already. So think about that. If I would have given you words in another language, let's say Japanese or in Chinese or in Arabic, you would have known very, very little words. So no matter what level you already are a Hawaiian language speaker if you know at least 5 or more of these words. So here they are. Ali'i, I don't know. A famous is kaulana. Keiki means child. Punahele is favorite. He'enalu is surfer. Ali'i is chief. Akamai is smart. Mo'i is a ruling chief. Ha'aha'a means humble. And olu means kind or pleasant. Sorry about the mix-up in the order there. So these are some of the words that are in the song, in the verse about Umi Aliiloa, and you will get to understand why they're in the verse as you listen to the story. No leila, Umi Aliiloa, he keiki oia a Liloa a me akahi a kuleana. O Liloa, he keiki oia a kiha nui lulu moku a me waio lea. Now, those of you who were with us last week, remember the kihapu? This kihapu is associated with Kiha Nui Lulu Moku, which is Liloa's dad, or Umi's grandpa. O Kiha Nui Lulu Moku ki keiki a kauhola nui mahu a me neula. So here is part of the Mo'oku Auhau, or genealogy of Umi Aliiloa. And we'll talk more about that genealogy as we talk about the story. Now, you can find different versions of the story from different primary sources. I want to introduce you to my best friends, which is one of them is David Malo. We've learned so much from this book, and so many things that we do today are because of the things that David Malo wrote down, the chants that we do. Iku Mau Mau, for example, they come out of this book of David Malo. And he starts the story of Umi is the last chapter in his book, and he starts out with Umi was the son of Liloa, but not his first son. The name of his first son was Hakau, whom he begot by Pinea, the regular wife of Liloa. Hakau was considered a very high chief because Pinea was of the same ali'i rank as Liloa, owing to the fact that Liloa's mother, Waioleo, was the elder sister of Pineo. So, he starts out with putting Umi into the context of his birth rank, with his older brother Hakau being the higher ranking brother. Another good friend of mine is Samuel Manaya Kalani Kamakau. His books are foundational here. The people of old, the works of the people of old, the tales and traditions of the people of old, and Kikumu Aupuni are just a few of his publications. The one where the Umi Aliiloa story appears as the first chapter of the book is Ruling Chiefs of Hawaii. All of these sources now, luckily, are online. And so you can go to Ulukau and you can actually download Ruling Chiefs. Malo's version was written before 1853 when he passed away. Ruling Chiefs was written between 1866 and 1871. And Kamakau starts his chapter of Umi as Umi-A-Līloa was a famous chief. And the reason for his fame was that it was he who united all the districts of Hawaii through wars. The kingdom became his because of his humbleness and because of the prowess of his adopted sons and his care of the god Kū-Ka-Ilimoku. So very interesting, very different start, but still yet the idea of introducing Umi to us readers. So if you have an opportunity, read any one of those and you will be fascinated by what they have to say about Umi. The story that we're going to kind of follow today is He Moʻolelo no Umi, and it was originally written by Simeona Keli'i Ka'apuni in 1862. It appeared in Kanupepa Ku'oko'a. And our good friends, Noea Peralto and Haley, they created a fabulous blog, 20 blogs actually, where they retell this story as told in Hawaiian by Simeon Kili'i Ka'apuni and then translated by Noeau Peralto and the friends there at Ho'omau. It's illustrated by Haley Ka'iliehu. So that's the one that are going to follow. That's also the one that students at Pa'uilo after school program followed when they reenacted the story of Umi Aliiloa. And if you want to watch that hula drama, here is a link to that. No leila, eia no o Waipi'o, makamoku o Hamakua, makamoku puni o Hawaii. Here we are in Waipi'o, in the district of Hamakua on the island of Hawaii. O Liloa ka mo'i o keia awawa. Liloa is the chief who lives in this valley, and his haleali'i, his royal residence, is right there, down there by the beach. He finds out that he needs to go down the coast, the Hamakua coast, and decides to dedicate a heiau. And so him and his royal party depart. They go up the ala o Pailolo that you see here on the top of the screen. They ascend this ala o Pailolo, get to Koa'ikea, that's where my ohana lives, and then goes down the coast to Manini Heiau. So this is the kind of cliffs that you have on the Hamakua coast, and there's trails going along there, and he follows those trails and takes part of and officiates the dedication of Manini Heiau on the Hamakua coast. Once those rites are finished, he's ready to go back, but as he's ready to return, he meets this beautiful wahine at a pond. She had gone there to do her ceremonial cleansing, and they decide to spend the night together. And so then, in the next morning, he tells her, "E akahia kuleana, e ho'i au I Waipi'o, e a ku'uniho palawa, ku'upalau, a me ku'umalo." So he calls her and he tells her, "Akahia kuleana," that's the name of the beautiful girl. "E ho'i au I Waipi'o, I have to return to Waipi'o. But Eya, here is my niho palawa, here's my palau, and here's my malo. I am pretty sure that you're going to become hapai, and I want you to give these things to my child so that he knows that I am his father. And I want you to call this child, if it is a boy, Umi." And so Akahia Kuleana takes the lei niho palawa. See, here we see a lei niho palawa. It's made from the tooth of a sperm whale, which you see there in the back. And then the sides here are all made out of human hair, tiny braids of human hair to make this beautiful whale tooth pendant or lei niho palawa. Hanaho lei niho palawa.
Le niho palawa.
And she also hides the la'au palau. Hanaho la'au palau.
La'au palau.
That is Liloa's war club. Now, the war club can also be just called la'au or palau or la'au makai or also sometimes a pikoi or a newa, a special war clubs. And here you see some traditional Hawaiian war clubs. Some of them are made out of rock, as you can see, or rock and wood, and some of them are made out of wood. I wouldn't want to be hit with either one of them, so let's stay out of the way of the la'au palaus, right? And then she also leaves his malo. A malo is a long strip made out of kapa, and it was Hawaiians were really the experts of making soft kapa because this goes around the loins of the kane. That's why they call it loincloth, and so it's good when it's soft. Liloa also had a very, very special ka'e, the ka'e or Liloa, that was made out of hundreds of thousands of yellow and red bird feathers and had dog teeth on the top. And that ka'e or Liloa can still be seen today at the Bishop Museum. But he didn't leave that with Akahia Koliana. He just left his regular malo with her and made himself a tea leaf malo. And when he went back to his friends, they all kind of teased him and going, "Oh, what's up with your malo? How come you're wearing a tea leaf malo?" And he said, "Never mind. Don't worry about it. Let's get back to IPO." And so they went back to IPO. And sure enough, very soon, Akahia Kuleana realized, "Ua lau lau. Hanaho, ua lau lau."
Walau lau.
And what that means literally is a rapper. That what that refers to is hapai. When a woman becomes hapai, she's likened to the rapper. Excuse our dog. Hold on 1 second. She, sorry. So ua lau lau means she is the rapper of new life within her. Hanaho, ua lau lau.
Walau lau.
And so when you're pregnant or when you know somebody else is pregnant and you're sure they're pregnant and not just fat, okay, gotta make sure, then you can tell them, "Hey, well, lau lau, congratulations. Oh my God." So she is lau lau, Akahia Kuliana is lau lau, and she's very happy. She doesn't tell her husband that it's not his child. So when the baby is born, she tells everybody, "O umi kona inoa." Hanaho?
O umi kona inoa.
His name is Umi, just like Liloa had requested. And so from young on, he's very much spoiled by her um, and taken good care of. Now, as Umi gets a little older, he exhibits some interesting qualities. Whenever friends come to his house, he goes, "Hui, my e ai. Hanaho, my e ai.
Mai e ai.
Come and eat." And he invites the whole neighborhood to come and eat at his house. And the mother looks at them and she goes, "Oh, a ohe mea koi ma ke ku ono." Ano a ohe mea koi
A ohe mea koi
ma ke ku ono.
ma ke ku ono.
Nothing remains in the corners. Everything we have in the house, he gives it away. He gives away all of our food to his friends. And the idea of that is whenever you tell "Aohe mea koe makiku ono," you're talking about somebody who is extremely generous, one who gives freely without reservation. Now think about it. In order for us to have this kind of olelo no eao means that there were lots of Hawaiians who gave and who were extremely generous. And we can also say that there are still lots of Hawaiians who are extremely generous and give freely without reservation. So if you're that kind of Hawaiian, hulo, you're just like Umi, mai ka'iloa. And so he gave all his food away to his friends. He even adopted boys as his sons, even though they were older and taller than him. But his stepfather wasn't so happy about all of this generosity, and he started to give Umi lickings every time he brought his friends home and gave them everything they had to eat. And finally, one day, Umi goes to his mom, Akahia Kunian, and he goes, "Oh, Mama, you know something? I don't know. Don't I have another father? Because this father gives me licking every time." And Akahia Kuniana goes, "Oh, actually, o oi o Umi Aliiloa, ki Keiki Aliiloa. Hanaho o oi o Umi Aliiloa,
O oi o Umi Aliiloa.
Keiki Aliiloa.
Keiki Aliiloa.
You are Umi Aliiloa, meaning Umi, belonging to Liloa, the child of Liloa. Oh, and she explains to him why he is so what we call in Hawaiian opuali'i. E opuali'i oi.
E
Anaho?
opuali'i oi.
You have the heart of a chief. You are kind, you're generous, and you have the even temper of a chief. So, again, having an olelo no like that shows us that a pono chief, a good chief, is kind and generous and even tempered. And that goes for all Hawaiian leaders. To be a good Hawaiian leader, you have to be kind and generous and even of temper, what we call opu ali'i. Hanaho?
Opuali'i.
Maikai. And so now he understands why he has this innate drive to give away everything, because that's the mannerisms of an ali. And so he is happy. He's super excited. He goes, "Oh, mom! In that case, can I please go to my Oh, please, please, please! I want to meet my dad. Can I go? Can I go?" He's still kind of young, but the mom says, "Ai, ehele oi waipio." And then she brings the things out that Liloa has left for him. Ea kamalo, ea kapalau, a mekaniho palawa o Liloa, and she gives him his malo, the malo that Liloa has left behind, the palau or the war club, and the niho palawa, the whale tooth pendant. And so Umi is so happy. He gets his adopted sons together and he tells them, "Eh, o mau ka mau a me pi mai wao. Iwai pi o kako." Can we all repeat that? Iwai pi o kako.
Iwaipi'o kako.
Let's head it to Waipio. Let's head to Waipio. And they wave Akahia Kuleana goodbye and march on down the coast of Hamakua from the Waipunalei area all the way to Waipio. Here you can see their travel. They start out in Waipunalei, down past Kealakaha, past Kemau, past Pa'auhau, past Kapulena, and then end up here in Waipio. And this is what they see. They stay up here in Koa'ikea, looking down into the Avava of Waipio, and they see the Haleali'i down there. They descend on the Ala o Pailolo, which is now the main road, main is not so main, that takes you down to Waipio. And Umi tells his friends, "You guys wait over here and you guys keep the war club with you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the river and I'm going to meet Liloa. I will wear my niho palawa and I will wear the malo and hopefully he will recognize me. If you hear the drum sounding, then you can rejoice because we will live. If you don't hear anything, that means I'm dead and you guys dig out and go back to Waipunalei." So he crosses the river. Over here is the Mulivai, crosses the river, goes to the Haleali'i o Liloa, jumps over the fence, and sits on Liloa's lap. And Liloa looks at him and goes, "Oh, wow. He has my niho palau and he has my malo. But ihea ku'ula au palau. Anaho? Ihea ku'ula au palau.
Ihea ku'ula'au palau.
Where is my war club?" And Umi says, "Oh, my friends, my adopted sons have hold that and they're waiting across the other side of the Muliwai." And Liloa says, "Sound the drums. My son has arrived. Let bring his friends so we can have a big feast. Light the imu, start chewing the ava. We are going to have a big party." And all of Waipio is happy except for one person. His name is Hakau, and he's that firstborn son of Liloa that we heard about earlier in Malo's story. Hakau is a grumpy guy anyway. He's spoiled and he's just not a nice person. And when he hears that that they're gonna make this big feast for this little guy who just arrived, he is very angry. And from that point on, he treats Umi very poorly. He hanainos him whenever he can and is really ugly, ugly, ugly to Umi, who is such a really likable and nice guy. And therefore, Liloa really favors Umi. And he's sad that his oldest, most high-ranking son is not a nice person. And so time goes on, and one day, Hakau and Umi go surfing, and Hakau challenges Umi, and as Umi tries to catch the wave, Hakau crowds him out, and Umi ends up on the rocks. And Hakau says, "Ovau ka mea lana kila, he lepo oi. I'm the winner. You're just a piece of dirt. You're nothing. You mean you are of very low birth." What happened was that some people in some genealogies and in some of the stories, they say that Akahia Kuleana was a commoner. But for example, David Malo and others show that Akahia Kuleana and Liloa were actually distant relatives, and that Akahia Kuleana is of royal blood, of Ali'i blood, just not as high ranking as Pinea, the mother of Hakau. So Hakau calls him a lepo. Lepo, we know lepo means sturdy. It means also, nothing, not worth anything, very common. Liloa gets older, and when he realizes it's going to be his time and he's going to make pretty soon, he tells, "E Hakau, e a koa puni, o oika mo iho. Hey Hakau, here is your government, here's your land, here is your kingdom. You are going to be the new ruling chief." But to Umi, he says, "E Umi, e a kia kua, o Kū-A-Kanaka." So Liloa has this war god, Kū-A-Kanaka, that you can also still see in the Bishop Museum. And this is one version. There are multiple versions of Kū-A-Kanaka, but this is one that is in the Bishop Museum, who had been passed down to Liloa from his father and grandfather. And instead of giving that Kū-A-Kanaka also to Hakau, along with the kingdom, he gives his god Kū-A-Kanaka to Umi. So this is something that hadn't happened in Hawaiian history before. And he does it because he feels that Umi will take better care of the god than Hakau, who really doesn't take care of the land or the people or the gods. And so Liloa passes away. And one day, when Umi wants to take Hakau's surfboard, Hakau tells him, "Mai he e oi ko papa, no ka mea he makua hine noa wale no ko maha makua. He kapu ko papa, he ali'i au. Don't you take my board because your mother is a commoner from Hamakua. Me, my genealogy is kapu, is sacred. I am a chief." And he treats him very, very poorly. And then from then on, Liloa says, "Well, I think we better get out of here." And so he takes Kū-A-Kanaka, and along with his two friends or Hanai sons, he says, "E ha'alele kako I ke ala kunaka." And the whole?
E ha'alele kākou I ke ala kūnaka.
So Kunaka is this hill right behind our three men here. And instead of going up the main trail, they take this trail here that is a lot harder to climb because it goes kind of straight up rather than diagonal. And then they go above Hi'ilawe and they go along this way until they get to Koa'ikea, because they have to leave the valley secretly. They're afraid that if Hakau or his koa, his warriors, catch him, that they may end up in the imu. And so here you see where the three of them travel. They come from Waipio, they go all the way to Laumai'a, and then eventually end up in Waipunalei. And during all this time, Umi takes very, very good care of the war god Kū-A-Kanaka. Now there's lots of stories in between there that we don't have time for, but one day they were down at Laupahoehoe, and this chief, a smaller, lower ranking chief, challenged Umi, and he said, "Iwai no." Whenever you say Iwai no, which literally means water for me. Hana ho iwai no'u.
Iwai no'u.
What you're actually saying is, you're literally saying, give me water, but what you're doing is you're challenging somebody to a game or to a bet. And so this chief challenges Umi, iwai no'u. And he starts to wager. That was one thing our kupuna loved to bet or wager. And the word for wager is pili. Hey, pili. E lua wa'akau lua, a ho'okahi wa'akau kahi I kou niho palawa. So I wager you, I have 2 double-hulled canoes and 1 single-hulled canoe for your niho palawa, for your whale tooth pendant. That's what he wants. So if he loses, he has to give Umi 2 double-hulled canoes and 1 single-hulled canoe. If Umi loses, he has to give him the niho palawa. And Umi says, Hiki no, I can do that because he's a good surfer. And so that's not enough. Now he wants another wager. He pili ho, a new wager. E hava a kaulua I ko iwi. 4 double-hulled canoes for you iwi. What are you iwi? You iwi are your bones, which means if Umi loses, he's gonna die. And so Umi says, Hiki no, bring it on. But in the meantime, another young chief from Laupahoehoe has arrived and he says, ole, I'm going to put up 4 canoes against your 4 canoes. And so if Umi loses, you can have my 4 canoes. And so the challenge began. And they were out on the water, and the chief didn't treat Umi properly. He again tried to cut in when Umi was taking off the wave and almost made him go onto the rocks. But Umi won anyway. However, he did not forget that episode, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that chief later on in the story. Now, Umi was living in the area of Waipunalei, and in the meantime, Hakau was raking was wreaking havoc in Waipio. He treated the people very poorly. He didn't take care of the land, and he didn't take care of the akua. And so there wasn't as much food, and people were very tired from always going up into the mountains and getting things that Hakau wanted. And so finally, they sent these 2 kahuna decided to go and look for Umi. And they find him in Waipunalei and they say, Aloha, o maua o nunu me kaohe. Hana ho?
Aloha, o maua o nunu me kakohe.
Hello, it's us 2, Nunu and Kakohe. And they, as I said, had come straight out of Waipio. And Umi o Puali'i says, Hui, mai ai. Hana ho, mai e ai.
Mai e ai.
Right? That's what our kupuna always called people who would come over to the house. Mai e ai, come and eat. And he prepared an imu for them. He had the ava, he made a pua'a, because his kahuna, Kaleo Ku, had told him that these kahuna from Waipio were going to come. And so he was already waiting for them. He had the imu made already, he had the ava chewed already. And so in no time was he able to provide all these food for the kahuna. And they were very surprised because they said, how can a person do all of this so quickly? But Umi never told them who he was. He just treated them as if they were royalty. And he was very, very kind and generous to his 2 visitors. Well, they told him, you need to come back to Waipio and you need to take your role as the new leader because we don't want Hakau anymore. E like me ko makua o Līloa, e mālama I ka ʻāina, e mālama I na kanaka, a e mālama I kia kua. Hana ho, e like me ko makua o Līloa.
E like me ko makua o Līloa.
e mālama i ka ʻāina,
e mālama i ka ʻāina,
e mālama i nā kanaka,
e mālama i nā kanaka,
e mālama i ke akua.
e mālama i ke akua.
So just like your father Liloa, you shall take care of the land, you take care of the people, and you take care of the God, and the God in this case being Kukailimoku. So Umi goes back to Waipio, defeats Hakau, and becomes the new ruler of Hawaii Island. However, he has to fight some wars in order to do that. And so they go along the Hamakua coast, and he says, "E hele kako I Laupahoehoe." They go to Laupahoehoe. That's where this little hale here is on Hawaii Island. And when they get there, he says, "E make o paea." Paea, that was that chief, remember, in Laupahoehoe who pushed him against the rocks when they were surfing. He shall die, and sure enough, his adopted sons catch Paea, and he's killed. Next step, he says, "E holoka ko I Hana." Let's go to Hana, and they take the double hulled canoe and they sail over to Hana, which is where the hale here on Maui is, and there they fight the chiefs of Maui and the warriors of Maui, who hold up in a little pu'u, a little islet off of Hana that is called Kawiki. And we still have an olelo no eau about that. It says, "I auhe'e o ka'uiki I ka wai ole." Hana ho, "I auhe'e o ka'uiki
I auhe'e o ka uiki,
I ka wai ole."
i ka wai ole.
So here you see pu'u ka'uiki. Yeah? And some of you know some chants maybe from Hana where they mention the pu'u ka'uiki. And what the olelo no eau says is, Ka'uiki was defeated for the lack of water. And the way that Mary Kawina Pukui explains it is, when Umi, ruler of Hawaii, went to Hana to battle against Lono Api'ilani, supposed to be Lono, not Lolo, Kalamai. Lono Api'ilani of Ka'uiki, thirst weakened the Maui warriors. Now, this olelo no eau is still used now to mean without water or without the needed supplies, we cannot win. So in order to win, you need to have water or needed supplies. So whenever somebody doesn't have them, then this is the olelo no eau to use. I auhe'e o ka'uiki I ka wai ole, or Kawiki was defeated because of the lack of water. And what the warriors did is they basically the Maui warriors were at Kawiki, and they cut off the water supply to Kawiki, and so they had to give up eventually. Now, Umi controlled not just Hawaii Islands, but also parts of Maui. And one of the things he decided to do was to count his kanaka. So he said, "E lawe mai I nā pohaku. He ili ili ina he kamaiki, he pohaku li'i ina he kamali'i, he pohaku nui a'e ina he opio a pela aku. Ona kupuna, e lawe mai I ka pohaku hiki ke hāpai." So he said, everybody needs to bring a rock. If it's a baby that's being counted, just bring an ili ili. If it's a little child, then bring a little rock. If it's a youth, then bring a little bit bigger rock, and so forth. So the stronger you are, the bigger your rock. And the kupuna, whatever size rock they can carry, please bring it. And so people from around the islands brought these rocks, and they were made into these ahus all around Hawaii Island. And some of the earlier visitors or some of the missionaries, they remember and they write about these ahus around the island of Hawaii, where Umi made each person bring one of these pohaku. And that way he could figure out how many people were in his population. He did some incredible things that we unfortunately don't have time to talk about. But one of the places that has these ahus is called the Ahua Umi. It's the most famous because it's named after Umi, and it is in Keauhou in Kona on Hawaiʻi Island. And here you see the aerial view, and then here you see an old picture with riders who came there and visited that place, and then a relatively new one on the left bottom side. So these were created and they are all over still, yet there is still evidence of Umi all around Hawaii Island. And so today we reviewed some of the words and we used some of the words in our story. So let's go over them one more time. Ali'i,
Ali'i,
Kaulana,
Kaulana,
Keiki,
Keiki,
Punahele,
Punahele,
He'enalu,
He'enalu,
Akamai,
Akamai,
Mo'i,
Mo'i,
Ha'aha'a,
Ha'aha'a,
Olu Olu.
Olu Olu.
And I think you remember what they mean. And again, sorry that it's not in order. Fix that for the next time. And these are all the things that kind of describe Liloa. So the verse that I created for Umi Aliiloa, so Umi Aliiloa is He ali'i kaulana o umi la. Hanaho?
He ali'i kaulana o umila.
Keiki punahele aliloa la.
Keiki punahele aliloa la.
He e nalu akamaila.
He e nalu akamaila.
Mo I ha'aha'a olu olu.
Mo I ha'aha'a olu olu.
So in 4 lines, the story of Umi, he's a famous chief. Malo says that all Hawaiians are descendants of Liloa, and then many of them also of Umi. They just, the ones who don't know that, it's just that they forgot their genealogy, kind of. He's the favorite child of Liloa, so because he's a nice guy, Liloa really favors him over Hakau, who I said was kind of a grumpy and not very happy kind of person. He's a good surfer. He wins, even though Hakau tries to cheat. And then later on, also, our chief of Laupahoehoe tries to cheat. He is a humble and kind ruler. Mo'i ha'aha'a olu olu. We're gonna sing the song at the end of our presentation, so stay tuned for that. So again, we're talking about the importance of learning Mo'olelo, because what Mo'olelo are is really our traditional way of learning. That's how our history was passed down to us. We didn't have any books, but we had our Mo'olelo, and those Mo'olelo were repeated from generation to generation. And so when it then comes time for us to be able to read and write, we have all kinds of versions of the same story, very, very similar. It's really incredible how these stories are so similar, which means they must be true, because otherwise, how would people in different times and from different places be able to know what each other was saying? And so the more we learn our mo'olelo, the more we understand the traditional way of learning. We also, in each mo'olelo, learn something new about our mo'oku'auhau. So we learn a little bit about the mo'oku'auhau or Umi Aliiloa today. And if you are a descendant of him, which I know many of you are, and some of you even carry his name, the more you know about the genealogy, the better it is. We suggest learning one generation per whatever week, month, whatever it is, and keep building that up until you can go all the way. You can say, Ovawa so and so, Keiki-a, 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 and eventually get to Umi Aliiloa, and then even further back. So that's my challenge to all of you who know you are Keiki Aliiloa. We also learned some geography, not just about Waipio this time, but also along the Hamakua coast, and definitely about Hawaiian history. And we learned about kuleana, right? What is our kuleana? Tumalama ʻāina, tumalama kanaka, and tumalama akua. That kuleana hasn't changed. It's still the same kuleana that we have as Hawaiians, and especially as Hawaiian leaders. Also talked about values, right? Being kind and generous. That are the attributes of a chief, and that are the attributes of all Hawaiians. and leʻalea. We didn't talk too much about Umi, but he enjoyed playing games and sports and surfing, which is certainly leʻalea. So we would like to close with our gratitude chant. We will still have an opportunity for questions and answers. And then at the very end, we will sing our song.
Mahalo e ie, mahalo e ka lehulehu, mahalo e nā mākua, mahalo e nā kupuna, mahalo e nā aliʻi o Hawaiʻi, mahalo e nā ʻaumākua, mahalo e nā akua. Mahalo e ie.
Mahalo nui. It's been wonderful being here with you folks, and we're looking forward already to
next Tuesday, June 2nd at this time, 2 p.m., we will be sharing the Moʻolelo Kahiko of Pele and Hi'iaka. So please join us during that time. We're excited to share with you folks another Moʻolelo Kahiko. Don't forget to go to kanaiokana.net/survey to fill out the survey based on this particular webinar. It's always good for us to get feedback of what we can do better, what we can improve on. And if you guys are interested in learning more things, we just love to educate and we love to learn from each and every one of you. At this time, we would like to ask you folks for questions. If you folks have any questions, I know we got a few questions throughout our presentation. And the first question that we got, Mama, is that if we, Kū-A-Kanaka, have any info of the ahupua of Kahuku on Oahu.
Kahuku on Oahu. Well, not specific kind of information. I mean, whatever is known about Kahuku in stories. Kahuku is an important area, in traditional times as it is now. And so there are all kinds of Hawaiian stories that are associated with Kahuku. That whole side, that windward side, is generally Kamapua'a territory. So there are things there. But there's also other stories. And I would say the wonderful thing now, in this information age, is to just Google ancient stories and Kahuku and see what you come up with. But there's all kinds of stories, of people passing through, and we have Pele and Hiaka going along the island chains. We have others that travel, and so Kahuku is a stopover definitely in multiple Hawaiian stories.
Mahalo, Mama. I don't see any other questions that popped up, but one of our viewers, Leslie Yamauchi, had suggested that folks download the Family Tree app to try and trace their genealogy back to Umi Aliiloa, as she was able to do so. Now, we are waiting for any more questions that people may have. And then once again, if you folks want to learn of any other Mo'olelo Kahiko, to please add that into the chat. Like I said, we just love to educate others, and we want to know what you folks want to learn more about as well.
Okay. So we will move on to our last part, which is our mele. We decided to put it at the end. So in case those who have to leave, go ahead. But I hope you join us as we sing Keiki o Ka'ainala. So let's repeat, please. Keiki o Ka'ainala.
Keiki o Ka'ainala.
Ho'olohe mai kākou la.
Ho'olohe mai kākou la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
O ka wā kahiko.
O ka wā kahiko.
So 3 weeks ago we said, he ai kanaka o na nawe la.
He ai kanaka o na nawe la.
Keiki a ka moho la.
Keiki a ka moho la.
Komo i ke kihe la.
Komo i ke kihe la.
He waha mano kona.
He waha mano kona.
And those of you who watched that episode should know what that means now. And then we go back to Keiki. Next verse. He ilio kiko kiko kupai nahala.
He ilio kiko kiko kupai nahala.
O pua pua lena lena la.
O pua pua lena lena la.
Ho'i ho'i ki hapula.
Ho'i ho'i ki hapula.
Hau'oli o Waipio.
hauʻoli o Waipiʻo.
And then today's verse, he ali'i kaulana o umila.
He ali'i kaulana o Umila.
Keiki punahele aliloa la.
Keiki punahele aliloa la.
He e nalu akamaila.
He e nalu akamaila.
Mo I ha'aha'a olu olu.
Mo I ha'aha'a olu olu.
And then we have the next verse that we're going to be covering next week. He akua lili o pelela.
He akua lili o pelela.
Aloha ya lohi aula.
Aloha ya lohi aula.
Hi'i mai o hi'iakala.
Ki'i mai o hi'iakala.
I ka ipo no hea.
I ka ipo no hea.
Aha hana la.
Aha hana la.
And then we got our ʻāina. So let's listen to the whole song starting from the top. Sing along. Mele mai. E mele mai. Sing along. E mele pintako.
Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai ka kola. Ina moʻolelo la, o ka wā kahiko. He ʻai kanaka o na nawela, keiki a ka mohola. Komo I ke kihela, I waha mano kona. Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai ka kola. Ina moʻolelo la, o ka wā kahiko. Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai ka kola. Ina moʻolelo la, o ka wā kahiko. He akua lili o pelela, aloha ya lohi aula. Ki'i mai o hi'iakala, I ka ino no hea. Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai ka kola. Ina moʻolelo la, o ka wā kahiko. ʻāina mai ka puana la, hoʻolohe mai ka kola. Ina moʻolelo la, o ka wā kahiko. O ka wā kahiko.
Ai. Mahalo nui. Mahalo for joining us today and hope to see you again next week, Tuesday, 2 p.m.
Yes. Mahalo nui, everyone. Aloha. Enjoy the rest of your day and week. And like my mama said, we hope to see you on next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Aloha.
Sorry about that. All right.